Good opening weekend in conference play. Really good opening weekend. Those were two tough ones. Middle Tennessee's been playing really, really well. I think they were 10-3 or 11-3, something like that when they came in. And a tough back-to-back. We played Friday night in Birmingham, and we're in Murfreesboro Saturday morning and had a meal and played on Saturday. So it was a good test of toughness for our kids. And now we're home for a couple weeks. So we're excited to be back in Diddle. So questions?
I guess just jumping into this weekend, Friday, Sunday, it looks like against FIU and Charlotte. What's the scouting report on those guys? It looks like they lost the first couple conference matches, but have played a tough Power 5.
Yeah, FIU is new coach, new coaching staff, really new roster. They've got a ton of transfers in, so it's going to be really interesting to dig into them a little bit and see who they are, because they're a very different team than what we've played in the past. Charlotte's been one of the better teams in our league for the last few years. They're dealing with a couple injuries. I know they were this past weekend. It was really difficult for them to overcome, but they bring in one of the best players in Conference USA in Amani Foster, one of the best players in the country, and so she'll be a big part of the scouting report this week, I'm sure, as we prepare for them as well.
Kind of sticking with Foster, we've been talking about her since she was a freshman. What she does. She's got 280 kills this year, 687 attacks. That's 430, more than the next closest person on the team, but she still hits close to 300. What have you seen in terms of her growth, and how do you try to stop her?
Yeah, and that's coming off of a shoulder injury. I mean, she had shoulder surgery in the offseason and is carrying that kind of volume. It just tells you what a special athlete she is, and she carries a big load for them. And she's just continued to get better and better as the years go by, and she's always been a tremendous athlete and been able to do some things physically, but she's turning herself into a really, really good volleyball player. And Karen does a great job coaching them, and you knew she was going to develop as her career went on. And she's a handful. She has been ever since she's been in the league, and this year she has been for everybody in the country. And so just excited to be back in Diddle, for a couple conference matches. We got football. Football's here this weekend, right, against Troy. And so just a really fun weekend on the Hill overall. We got volleyball Friday, we got football Saturday, we got volleyball again Sunday. So just excited to be in Bowling Green.
Coach, going back to this past weekend, you guys played at UAB at 7 and then turned around and Murfreesboro and played at 2. Can you talk about how challenging it is to have such a quick turnaround, not only sweeping both teams?
Well, it was partially by design. We knew we had to play back-to-back days, and one of the things I'm always trying to do is prepare our team for tournament play. And, in the tournament, sometimes you have to play late and get up and play the next day. And, one of the things that's allowed our program to win so consistently in conference play and in conference tournament time is, we have develop a mindset of when it's time to go, it's time to go. And, you can really talk yourself into some reasons why you can't win if you allow it inside your locker room. And we don't allow that. I mean, there's a lot of coaches that think you have to have a certain number of hours between every game, and did the pregame meal go right, and did we get stuck in traffic, and that's just not what our program is. You've heard us say it from time to time throughout the years, but the harder it gets, the more I like our chances, because we work for those things, we work towards those things, and so those kinds of challenges we put in front of our team throughout the year, so they have confidence that come tournament time that there's nothing that can be thrown at us that we won't be prepared for.
Coach, of course, starting up Conference USA play at home, and of course you guys are hosting Conference USA championships here in Bowling Green. Do you think other coaches are taking note of the environment when they come here and they play?
Yeah, I hope so, and I hope that environment continues to grow. We had a monster crowd in here to start the year against Louisville. And then, certain nights we've had really good crowds, certain nights not so much. We've got to build this thing to where it's an every night thing. It's an every time you come to Diddle Arena, you're going to be, hit right in the face with an environment. And, again, especially in a year where we're hosting the conference championships. And so, again, I went to a high school match the other night here in town, and it costs more to go to a high school volleyball game than it does to come to a Western Kentucky volleyball game. And, we've got a top 25 program that we're throwing out there on the floor. And so, it's pretty good use of your dollars when you come. It's so cheap to come, and you get great seats. And we need to continue to push the envelope environment-wise, and make sure we build this thing into a place that people are very concerned to come into come tournament time.
You know, it seems like offensively, things are starting to click a little bit this weekend. You know, how have you seen the team grow? Because that was an area that you thought coming into would be strong.
It is, and you know, we'll see what the stats come out today. I think we'll probably move into the top 5 in the country and hitting. You know, we've finished in the top 5. You know, I think like 6 of the last 8 years or something crazy like that. And, you know, we're starting to find our stride a little bit offensively. Paige Briggs is having such an amazing year. You know, Lauren's being Lauren. We still need to get more from Kennedy Coyle and Katie Eisenbarger and some of those kids. And we're starting to, but that's still a big focus in practice for me right now is continuing to be better offensively. We're starting to stabilize ball control wise. You know, defensively we've been pretty solid, and so I think there's still room to grow, which sounds crazy because I think we'll be, you know, top 5 in the country in offense, but I know there's some ceiling left in there. And you know, Callie Bowers still figuring some things out, even though she's been amazing to this point. And so I think there's still room for growth in there offensively, which is an exciting thing to say. I did not. We did not have, listen, do you really think, we talked about the quick turnaround, right? So do you really think barbecue was the